what you've seen from their pass rush, why have they been able to have so much success, and how do you kind of slow it down?
Well, I mean, they play with a lead in, I think, like 13 or 14 of their games. So, obviously they got a high power offense, and that offense gets you behind and makes it a one-dimensional game. And those guys are just too talented to contain them, especially when it's they know what's coming. They get to pin their ears back, especially when they're at home going on the silent cadence. I think that does a lot for them, and they really get it going. So I think for us, it's not opposed to it's not how do we really block them. It's more so what kind of game we get into, and if we make it a one-dimensional drop back game, then it's gonna be pretty tough to keep them off the quarterback.
Speaking of the silent count, how did Brock do with that up in Seattle? And I don't know, did you guys use it much in Vegas?
Can't remember in Vegas.
Well, how did you do in Seattle with the silent?
Oh yeah, Seattle, he did good. Obviously, that's one of the loudest stadiums in America. So that's probably the biggest test when you talk about noise. But I've been to Philly almost every year of my career, so it's a little bit more than just the noise that comes with that place. But I think if you can operate in Seattle's noise, I think the noise you can pretty much operate anywhere. But Philly is just one of those places where those fans they make a difference. They get under your skin. They yell at you. They don't stop. So I think that'll be an added factor to it. But I think he operated good in the noise.
Are there people like behind your bench that are screaming, or like what's?
I mean, yeah. It's when you walk into there, they let you know that you're not welcome, and it's we enjoy the home field advantage when we got it here, and then it's the name of the game. You got to go there, you got to deal with it, and that's why we play the game.
Yesterday, Fred talked about the starvation, the hunger that you have to have at this point. Can you describe what that's like, being one win away from the Super Bowl?
Man, this brand of football that you got to play, when you get this deep in the playoffs, it has to derive from a place of hunger because it's hard. I mean, what are we, including preseason, we're 20 some odd weeks in, and but right at the end of it, and so it's tough, man. Guys are banged up. It's been a long season, but when you have the pinnacle of the game, which is the Super Bowl, dangling right in your face, I think, the starvation to get there is what's gonna push people through. What's gonna push people to focus a little harder down the stretch, to treat their bodies right during the week, to be ready to go, to play until the whistle. I think he hit it right on the head. I think starvation has a lot to do with that. We all starving to win. Everybody want that ring.
In the offseason that you didn't think you should have played in the NFC Championship last year because of your ankle. How much better do you feel going into this game knowing that you can be, at whatever close to 100% you might be at this point in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I feel great. Obviously, that game last year, it left a sour taste in all of our mouths, especially myself. So, I felt like I owed it to them, to those guys to be better this year, this go around. I know I couldn't control my ankle injury, but I do think if I would have tapped out a little earlier, I think I would have gave my team a better chance to come out on top. So, I still carry that with me, and I'm blessed that I can walk into this game healthy, and not having any residuals from anything, and hopefully I can play a healthy 4 quarters, give my team a better chance to win, better than I did last year.
Did you know Aaron Banks came into the season with a little pressure on him? Like, what's wrong with this guy? He didn't play as a rookie. From your perspective, has he handled that, and how has he played?
I didn't notice the pressure, but I mean, I didn't notice the difference in him. From the first start of camp, I think that was the difference we noticed, was how detailed, and you obviously tell how he worked on his body. Just becoming a professional while you're away from here, while you have the longest break of your career is right after your rookie season. So I didn't notice the pressure he had on his shoulders. I'm sure, you know, it's nothing that we ever talked about, but we do talk about football, and I am proud of the way he's played all year. He's, you know, by no means has it been perfect, but I think he's exceeded all expectations, especially from a second-year guy, like you said, didn't play much his rookie year. So technically, this sort of is his rookie year, and you know, I think he's been playing lights out.
Been effusive with their praise of you and your detail going into games. Well, what does it mean to have the respect of your peers and your teammates and your coaches, because they've just been effusive in their praise?
It means everything. I think you know, one of the things that you work for is the respect of your peers and, you know, your higher ups, your coaches, your front office. So for me, you know, I'm just super blessed to be in this position, and you know, and I'm glad that they take notice to the time I put in.
Obviously, you came here, you said you weren't going to play in Washington anymore. They trade for you in San Francisco. Was this what you imagined it would be like when you were first acquired?
Honestly, yeah, because obviously they was coming off of a Super Bowl, so I expected it to be, you know, playoffs and Super Bowls runs and stuff like that. So yeah.
When you look at their defensive front, I think 63 of their 70 sacks on the season have come from that defensive line. How important is it for you guys to get the running game going quicker than you did last week in order to slow that down?
You know, the running game, especially this late in the year, is nothing. It's not like a, you know, instant grits or something. You know, it's not like you just open the game just running the ball down people's throat. You know, the running game is something that you wear people on. You know, and you kind of everybody's gonna have a different wrinkle how they're gonna approach us, and you know, a lot of that first couple drives is spent just trying to see what are the new changes, what are they doing different than we've seen on film. If there are some, then we address them. If not, then we kind of know, you know, what runs to stick with, you know, and Cal does a great job of mixing it up, making runs look the same, just kind of peeping away the defensive ends playing, and it's a whole lot that goes into it. So we never go into the game expecting to just bust the gate open with 100 yards in the first quarter. But obviously that's part of our identity, and it's running the ball, having a really balanced offense. So it's important for sure, but it's going to be tough sledding, just like it was last week. Every week the competition gets stiffer. It's going to be a little harder to run the ball.